actually design these three things in tandem. And because it's a system, they're all impacting each other, right? We're trying to figure out what's the optimal solution for, the friend's experience and the friend's experience as much as for Paul's experience. Okay, so I'm going to finish up. I'm going to talk about design process. Up until now, most of the stuff that I've talked about, I'm pretty confident in. We have a lot of research and data behind it. I'm now going out on a limb. And I'm gonna say something to you guys that some people might be upset with, some people might think is total blasphemy. Maybe it's just my experience. I worked as a researcher at Google for 4 years. Before that, I worked at Flow. There's a bunch of people here from Flow who used to work at Flow as well, a consultancy in the UX consultancy in the UK. Like I am, if any researchers in the room or people who really, really love and believe in research, I am one of you. I'm just telling you my experience of the last, 3 or 4 years. I don't do research anymore. And I'm going to explain, that's probably like, what? And I'm going to explain why. It's not quite that dramatic. Okay, so there's some people in the audience that are going to laugh at this because they worked at Flow. This is a diagram that we used to show bajillions of people, right? And like talk about it. So, do contextual research, find out what your users need and want and where the gaps are, concept stuff, prototype it, specify, or it's to circle a lot of usability testing, formative research up front, lots of iterative testing along the way, and then once we're confident in the product, we'll launch it. So put your hand up and be honest. Put your hand up if you still follow roughly that type of process. Okay, so I don't know how many hands that is, but it's a lot, like at least half the room. Okay, so this process works really well for some things. Buying tickets, right? Works really well. Human-computer interaction works really well. In my opinion, hang on, we have a clicker situation. This process does not work well for social design. And because the web is evolving to incorporate all of these social experiences, to me, this will soon become, this process does not work well for design. There's two reasons why. One is, as the web moves to become more social and being fundamentally built around people, you're not going to have human-computer interaction. You're going to have human-to-human interaction. Right? People interacting with other people, or certainly people interacting with machines or things with other people in that process as well. And it is so complex and so subtle, it is almost impossible, in my experience, to make meaningful conclusions from any type of small, qualitative, formative research study. It's just too hard. People are too complicated and too complex. Like a perfect example I have is, through a lot of research, we kind of concluded that showing things like 4,000 people like this is actually valueless. People were like, if my friends love it, that's good. If it's like millions, 10 million people looked at this YouTube video, that's really good too. But this number in the